Chapter 10 continued. This section is called Live Environments, and I've read ahead, and it goes to some incredibly dark and, quite frankly, some very weird places. But here we go. Knowledge gained from this research will permit the construction of fantastic simulations, but it will also lead to complex live environments that subject the customer to significant risks and rewards. The African safari today is a colourless example. Future experience designers will, for example, create gambling casinos in which the customer plays not for money but for experiential payoffs. A date with a lovely and willing lady if he wins, perhaps a day in solitary confinement if he loses. As the stakes rise, more imaginative payoffs and punishments will be designed. A loser may have to serve by voluntary prearrangement as a slave to a winner for several days. A winner may be rewarded by 10 free minutes of electronic pleasure probing of his brain. A player may risk flogging or its psychological equivalent, participation in a day-long session during which winners are permitted to work off their aggressions and hostilities by sneering, shouting at, reviling, or otherwise attacking the ego of the loser. High rollers may play to win a free heart or lung transplant at some later date should it prove necessary. Losers may have to forego a kidney. I kid you not. Such payoffs and punishments may be escalated in intensity and varied endlessly. Experiential designers will study the pages of Kraft Ebing or the Marquis de Sade for ideas. Only imagination, technological capability, and the constraints of a generally relaxed morality limit the possibilities. Experiential gambling cities will rise to overshadow Las Vegas or Deauville, combining in a single place some of the features of Disneyland, the World's Fair, Cape Kennedy, the Mayo Clinic, and the honky-tonks of Macau. There's a side note here where he says, for a brilliant and provocative insight into experiential gambling and its philosophical implications, see The Lottery in Babylon by Georges-Louis Borges, Borges, the Argentinian philosopher essayist. This short work is found in Borges' collection entitled Labyrinths. End of side note. Once again, present-day developments foreshadow the future. Thus, certain American television programs, such as The Dating Game, already pay players off in experiential rewards, as does the contest recently discussed in the Swedish Parliament. In this contest, a pornographic magazine awarded one of its readers a week in Mallorca with one of its topless models. And a Conservative MP challenged the propriety of such goings-on. Presumably he felt better when he was assured by the Finance Minister, Gunnar Strang, not sure how to pronounce that the transaction was taxable. Simulated and non-simulated experiences will also be combined in ways that will sharply challenge man's grasp of reality. In Ray Bradbury's vivid novel Fahrenheit 451, suburban couples desperately save their money to enable them to buy 3-wall or 4-wall video sets that permit them to enter into a kind of televised psychodrama. They become actor participants in soap operas that continue for weeks or months. Their participation in these stories is highly involving. We are, in fact, beginning to move towards the actual development of each of such interactive films with the help of advanced communications technology. The combination of simulations and reals, REALS, as in reality, will vastly multiply the number and variety of experiential products. A side note, and one can't help think of television programmes like Big Brother here, for instance. End of my side note, back to the book. But the great psych corp of tomorrow will not only sell individual discrete experiences, they will offer sequences of experiences so organised that their very juxtaposition with one another will contribute colour, harmony or contrast to lives that lack these qualities. Beauty, excitement, danger or delicious sensuality will be programmed to enhance one another. By offering such experiential chains or sequences, the Psych Corps, working closely, no doubt, with community mental health centres, will provide partial frameworks for those whose lives are otherwise too chaotic and unstructured. In effect, they will say, let us plan part of your life for you. In the transient, change-filled world of tomorrow, that proposition will find many eager takers. The packaged experiences offered in the future will reach far beyond the imagination of the average consumer, filling the environment with endless novelties. Companies will vie with one another to create the most outlandish, most gratifying experiences. Indeed, some of these experiences, bear with me while I turn the page, as in the case of Swedish topless models, will even reach beyond tomorrow's broadened boundaries of social acceptability. They may be offered to the public covertly by unlicensed underground psych corps. This will simply add the thrill of illicitude to the experience itself. One very old experiential industry has traditionally operated covertly: prostitution. Many other illegal activities also fit within the experience industry. For the most part, however, all these reveal a paucity of imagination and a lack of technical resources that will be remedied in the future. They are trivial compared with the possibilities of a society that will, by the year 2000 or sooner, be armed with robots, advanced computers, personality-altering drugs, brain-stimulating pleasure probes, and similar technological goodies. The diversity of novel experiences arrayed before the consumer will be the work of experienced designers who will be drawn from the ranks of the most creative people in the society. The working motto of this profession will be, if you can't serve it up real, find a vicarious substitute. If you're good, the customer will never know the difference. This implied blurring of the line between the real and the unreal will confront the society with serious problems, but it will not prevent or even slow the emergence of the psyche service industries and psych corps. Great globe-girdling syndicates will create super Disneylands of a variety, scale, scope and emotional power that is hard for us to imagine. We can thus sketch the dim outlines of the super-industrial economy, the post-service economy of the future. Agriculture and the manufacture of goods will have become economic backwaters, employing fewer and fewer people. Highly automated, the making and growing of goods will be relatively simple. The design of new goods and the process of coating them with stronger, brighter, more emotion-packed psychological connotations, however, will challenge the ingenuity of tomorrow's best and most resourceful entrepreneurs. The service sector as defined today will be vastly enlarged, and once more the design of psychological rewards will occupy a growing percentage of corporate time, energy, and money. Investment services, such as mutual funds, for example, may introduce elements of experiential gambling to provide both additional excitement and non-economic payoffs to their shareholders. Insurance companies may offer not merely to pay death benefits, but to care for the widow or widower for several months after bereavement, providing nurses, psychological counselling, and other assistance. Based on banks of detailed data about their customers, they may offer a computerised mating service. It says mating, not dating here. Mating service to help the survivors locate a new life partner. Services, in short, will be greatly elaborated. Attention will be paid to the psychological overtones of every step or component of the product. Finally, we shall watch the irresistible growth of companies already in the experiential field and the formation of entirely new enterprises, both profit and non-profit, to design, package and distribute planned or programmed experiences. The arts will expand, becoming, as Ruskin or Morris might have said, the handmaiden of industry. Psych Corps and other businesses will employ actors, directors, musicians and designers in large numbers. Recreational industries will grow as the whole nature of leisure is redefined in experiential terms. Education, already exploding in size, will become one of the key experience industries as it begins to employ experiential techniques to convey both knowledge and values to students. The communications and computer industries will find in experiential production a major market for their machines and for their software. In short, those industries that in one way or another associate themselves with behavioural technology, those industries that transcend the production of tangible goods and traditional services, will expand most rapidly. Eventually, the experience makers will form a basic, if not the basic sector of the economy. The process of psychologization will be complete.